Hello and welcome. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd day of March 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. The three charts that will be discussed. First, the silver daily chart, which has patterns remaining very interesting, and I put a smurf in asterisks, and I got a couple references to such and that, so that's why it's in there. Bitcoin daily chart, moment of truth in determining if the bear market continues or if the market's going to either go sideways or up, and I'll explain that within its video. And on the cryptocurrency low volume chart of BELA, a pullback has been occurring, and now I'm going to talk about the failed move breakout status. And well, the odds favor breakout, but both are in consideration. And thanks for all of the support, because without the help, there's no way I could be making the videos within this level and doing this. So thank you so much. Let's move on to the charts. And within the silver market, the interesting situation is after this down move, it has had a good green candle up, its first pop, and it has now since been trading within this 18 average band for what is now 5 consecutive sessions, barely over it. It was resisting Fibonacci at first. It did for the first 3 days, and yesterday and today has been supporting that level. Meanwhile, it's miles away from this level and going at about 2 miles an hour, or whichever slow number to reference low volatility. It's going to take that long to get to the point. And now the Smurf reference, because to me, this is almost like the Smurfs doing their thing, and all of a sudden Gargamel, which was the evil villain, comes in and boom, he does this smash, and he can only stay for a while. And as they did something here, and the Smurfs are now back on their way doing it, meaning this trend of this low volatility, which occurred in January and February, has been the case now for this 5-day session. The next reference to Smurfs, apparently that's a term used in video games, where someone will come in with a different account that's a professional and just destroy them like no other. Something like that as far as the big fiat currency players with their big accounts coming in. Oh, we're just going to do our thing. And by the way, we're just leaving now. Go ahead. It's up to you now. So that's the kind of reference that I'm getting at, because it doesn't make sense to me after this kind of move for this low volatile move to happen like this to me, unless of course we're in the markets that we are. But hey, it's as it is. You can only play the markets that are given towards you, and there's really nothing else that you can do. But well, that's where we stand. Short term, key Fibonacci is going to be from this high to this low and any retracements. And of course, on the upside, you got the next key level in at 1787. Let's move this on now to the Bitcoin daily chart, and at 1058. And it's at some very key Fibonacci level. We're looking at the mark from this high in at 1298 and the low in at 750. If you do adjust this Fibonacci, the only thing that makes a difference is the number goes up a few more points. So instead of 1053, it's 1058 or 1060. It's still pretty much the exact same. And within such, you've got the play of not finding support in it, resisting it at first, breaking above, and now is it going to be finding support? Meanwhile, it's had that first bounce to where you want it to go, which is the 18 average band. Then what situation? And that's when you don't know. You're waiting for the market to play out, shorten out time frames, in cases even lengthen out time frames, see how the market's reacting, and then as you get more information, you can get more indications to how it's playing through. As far as key short-term Fibonacci is concerned, from this low to what now is this high, I got marks at 1048, which coincides with this 1053 and where price action is right now. The low has come in at 1041 and change, so it's pretty much a hit. Usually it pierces below, did so there. So it's having that support test as it plays out. Even more short term is this low to this high when you're trading, but I'm not going to get into that for any moves to the upside. But if this level fails, this 1007, but let's scrap it, 1000 even, is massive, massive level, because any weakness that is shown within this area has the potential for the decent size move towards the downside. And as we can see within these charts, when these things can go wild, they go wild. Big time volatility, to say the least. And as far as the index that I've been making for showing the major volatility that is within Bitcoin, this is number 9. Starting at around 400, a little over, going down to about 255, back up to 290, and now working its way down. Not much data to start with, but it shows how Bitcoin does against other cryptocurrencies, well, the main ones anyway. Not doing so well lately. And of course, once you get more data, it will look a lot better. Now, as far as the BELA chart is concerned, I did a video yesterday. And, well, it's interesting when I've done all the key videos for it. I did a video yesterday talking about I wanting a pullback here. Well, it came to exactly where I've wanted it to go to. And the first time that I did the video, I basically stated it here, it's going to probably go to 5 to 6K. And it pretty much did right then and there. Which then, on the day of the top, or the morning of such, I stated it's probably going to be toppy. And we're looking at 33,000 change up, and like 31, 32, as well as around 25, 26. And then on the day this happened, I'm stating, well, I'm hoping this isn't a failed breakdown, or this move wasn't failure. And it wasn't. So that video seemed to play out. And then yesterday, talking about the pullback, it'd be scary if everything I say happens in order. Bingo, bango, bang, and all that type of stuff. But if Fibonacci plays as well as it does, it's going to become very easy to keep predicting these markets. But I do have the failed break or support phase, because this number in here at 47.83, it was surprising in here, because I was very surprised on this day it didn't hit, actually. I really, really was. So on the pullback here, to say I was a little panicked or a little like, oh man, don't do this to me. Yeah, I was, as I'm a little bit now, because in case. But then as it moves to this Fibonacci point, making this higher low at, again, another key point. This again is the Fibonacci point of the one below, 37.50. So it was all showing strength. And then this breakout pattern, it was looking really good, and still is, and comes up to this point here. And oftentimes major resistance becomes support. It's where it stands now. And as far as another key Fibonacci level, 76.4 is in at 54.98. And yesterday, to say that that level was not a major one, that's where it was basically its key number all day. Yeah, 5,500, that was a very, very big level. So it's come to that key point. But the failed move is clear if it breaks above this key Fibonacci point where it's supposed to explode. This is where it's exploding from. Very common to make a small move up, come back and explode, which is what I'm hoping for. But if this doesn't, then now you got this big leg lower here, which even has situations to even go lower than that, because that's just in its sideways range. That would be the scary part towards it. Now, I don't think that this is going to occur. There's some news coming in very soon, as this thing is looking to be the coin, it seems, for like an Instagram competitor, where artists that work with pictures of some sort will get like tips on the thumbs up kind of deal. Every time you thumb up, you're sending a BELA kind of deal. And now these artists can use it to cash out at an exchange, or they can use it to help pay other ones as well. And they could pay in different quantities. You could do like a tenth, I don't know. But it works as if that it's one that may work out very well. So I'm going to play within such, because high risk, high reward. When I'm looking at the chances of, okay, what's the chances that this thing goes down, breaks down, and I'm going to lose big? And I don't think it's that good. Because in a situation where if it does break down like this, for me that is, and it does whatever and ends up going back higher, well, that's fine and dandy. As long as it doesn't become a broken chart, I'm not going to lose on this. I'm very confident, because I'm going to play every single up and down dip that I possibly can. But if it goes straight down, buy, and I might get like 60 buy orders to 5 sell orders, and it's just now deadly. So that's the risk factor that I face within it, but I know it's usually not going to. And quite frankly, the more of this choppy action I can get, the better it is, because days in here, well, at this day here, I couldn't really make any money that day because there was no up and down movements to day trade. So I only get a few buys and a few sells, and there really wasn't anything to gain. But when you get decent sized movements where it goes down to, like, say, well, here, 6,000 to 5,000, you got majority of your sell orders up here, a lot more buy orders here. And now what's going to happen is the next time that I come to this point, I'm going to have about 25 to 30% more shares than I did the last time, because of what I've accumulated in the last 24 plus hours. Okay, so that will be how I'm playing it, and take care. Bye-bye.